Hi guys, I recently finished another book that I wanted to give you a little review for. So this was The Voyage Home by Pat Barker. I actually bought this book in Paris when I visited last fall from the Shakespeare & Co. famous bookstore that they have there. So it's a fun memory of that. I finally got around to reading it because my to be read list is huge and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I did rate it a 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. So it is basically about after the Trojan War, and it is told in the perspective from Cassandra and her handmaiden slave, that they both were Trojan women and obviously are being brought home by Agamemnon. And it's about their voyage home on the boat, the experiences they've had, some flashbacks to the Trojan War, and then also leading up to them actually getting back to Agamemnon's palace and meeting Clytemnestra, who's Agamemnon's wife, and what happens with that. And if you know the myth, you know what happens. I love stories retelling of Greek myths, especially in women's perspectives, because the original stories are not in women's perspectives. So this was a really interesting story. I really enjoyed the book. I love Greek myths, so this was right up my alley. I don't want to talk too much about plot because I don't want to spoil, just in case you don't know the myth, but it was super interesting, and I liked the way that they gave perspective from Cassandra, but also the woman who was with her throughout the whole thing, and just interesting women's relationships within this type of situation. Obviously your home was burned down or you're being taken to a new place. So it was really cool to read about this. The perspective was really good. I liked the way it was written. The only thing that I will say, the reason I give it a 3 out of 5 instead of higher, was because I did think the story was a little bit slow. I wish there would have been some more things that happened in the middle chapters, and I obviously I understand that can't always happen, but just for my taste, I just did feel it was a little bit slow. And by the end I was like, come on, I want to know what's happening. I want to get to the big action of this story, especially because it was get rid of that man. So that's why I did rate it a 3 out of 5. But I do recommend it, especially if you like Greek myths, you like retelling of things, you like things in women's perspectives. Very interesting, and I definitely would recommend this to anybody who has read any of the 1,000 Ships, any of those types of books. You'll definitely like this.